How do you capture a sitting president inside a heavily defended capital while the entire world is watching? You don't invade, you don't announce, you deceive. According to publicly reported details and military analysis, the United States executed a precision extraction operation designed to neutralize Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro without triggering a full-scale war. The operation didn't begin in Caracas. It began at sea. For months, U.S. naval forces increased their presence in the Caribbean. Carrier strike groups and amphibious ready groups positioned themselves openly, drawing global attention. Officially, this buildup was framed as counter-narcotics enforcement. But this visible pressure served a second purpose: misdirection. While the world focused on U.S. warships offshore, intelligence agencies were tracking a single target, Nicolás Maduro, waiting for a moment when he would be stationary, predictable, and vulnerable. At approximately 2 a.m. local time, the operation entered its kinetic phase. Stealth aircraft, primarily F-35 fighter jets, were reportedly used to suppress Venezuelan air defenses. These jets were chosen for one specific and critical reason: survivability in the most dangerous and heavily defended airspace imaginable. Venezuela operates Russian-made S-300 air defense systems with extended range capabilities, integrated radar networks spanning multiple detection frequencies and overlapping coverage zones, mobile missile batteries constantly repositioning to avoid counterstrikes. Older aircraft like F-16 would be detected early by these sophisticated systems, their radar signatures lighting up screens long before reaching their targets. The F-35, however, is specifically designed and engineered to operate deep inside contested airspace, evading detection through advanced stealth technology and low observable characteristics that make it nearly invisible to conventional radar systems. Their role was not mass destruction or overwhelming firepower, but creating temporary blindness and confusion within enemy defenses. As air defenses were systematically disrupted and rendered ineffective through coordinated electronic warfare, precision strikes targeted, military command centers responsible for coordinating national defense responses, key air bases housing fighter aircraft and strategic military assets, communications infrastructure linking government facilities and military installations. Nationwide explosions were reported across strategic locations throughout the capital and surrounding areas, followed by a sudden and complete communications blackout that paralyzed command structures. This chaos was intentional and carefully orchestrated, not to conquer territory or establish permanent control, but to mask movement on the ground and create windows of opportunity for insertion teams. While defenses were distracted, confused, and desperately attempting to restore situational awareness, helicopters moved low, below radar coverage, skimming rooftops, and using urban terrain for concealment. This was precisely the opening needed for the extraction force to proceed undetected. The unit reportedly assigned to execute this extremely high-risk mission was Delta Force, an elite Tier 1 U.S. Special Operations unit with decades of experience. These operators specialize in high-value target capture in denied territories, urban night operations requiring extreme precision, rapid extraction under fire from hostile environments. Intelligence assets had allegedly identified a secure compound believed to be within a heavily fortified military complex in Caracas, protected by multiple security layers and loyal guards. Delta Force trained extensively for this specific scenario, using full-scale replicas of the target location, rehearsing every angle, entry point, and potential complication repeatedly until execution became muscle memory. When the helicopters arrived under cover of darkness and electronic jamming, the assault unfolded in minutes with clockwork precision and overwhelming tactical superiority. Under covering fire from support elements positioned at strategic overwatch positions, assault teams breached the compound using explosive charges and specialized entry tools. Flashbangs disoriented security personnel, creating temporary sensory overload and confusion among defenders. Entry points were forced simultaneously from multiple directions, overwhelming any coordinated resistance attempts. According to reported accounts from intelligence sources familiar with the operation, Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores, were physically secured almost immediately upon contact with assault teams. There were no negotiations, no warnings, and no opportunity for countermeasures or escape attempts. Once the target was positively confirmed through biometric verification and visual identification, the extraction phase began without delay. Specialized helicopters designed for high-threat environments lifted off, supported by continuous air cover from armed escort aircraft circling above. Within minutes of departure, they exited Venezuelan airspace, crossing into international territory beyond the reach of ground-based air defenses. The helicopters reportedly rendezvoused with U.S. naval assets strategically positioned in international waters in the Caribbean, likely an amphibious assault ship or similar platform. From there, under heavy security protocols and immediate medical evaluation, the detainees were transferred to a secure floating staging base equipped with interrogation facilities and communication systems. This concluded the primary objective of the operation with 0 friendly casualties reported. No occupation forces remained behind, no regime change force was deployed to establish control, no prolonged engagement or nation-building mission followed, just extraction, clean, surgical, and definitive. This operation highlighted exactly why the U.S. military continues to invest billions and relies so heavily on 5th-generation stealth aircraft, despite their enormous cost. The F-35 provides stealth penetration through advanced radar-absorbing materials and airframe design. Sensor fusion, combining data from multiple sources into comprehensive battlefield awareness. Electronic warfare capabilities that can jam, deceive, and blind enemy systems. Real-time battlefield awareness shared instantly across all friendly forces in the area, against layered Russian and Chinese air defense systems deployed by adversarial nations. This technological capability allows short-duration air dominance and freedom of maneuver, exactly what a high-stakes mission like this critically requires for success. From forward-deployed Caribbean bases or amphibious assault ships positioned offshore, F-35s can reach Venezuelan airspace in mere minutes, refuel mid-air through aerial tankers, and maintain persistent pressure and surveillance if needed for extended operations without returning to base. If these reports circulating through intelligence channels and media outlets are accurate and verifiable, this operation represents a fundamental shift in modern warfare doctrine and power projection. Not invasion with ground forces, not occupation requiring long-term commitment, but precision disruption, achieving strategic objectives with minimal footprint. It shows how advanced intelligence collection, stealth technology, and operational speed can achieve political and military objectives that once required entire armies, prolonged campaigns, and massive resource commitments. Whether viewed as international law enforcement, dangerous escalation of regional tensions, or precedent for future interventions, the operation has reshaped how military power is projected in the Western Hemisphere region.